Hello and welcome to Victoria's Cantina, where today we're having a look at the Hasbro Star Wars The Black Series number 84 Chopper C1-10P. It's so nice to finally be getting more figures from Star Wars Rebels in the 6-inch line. We've gotten a few, but it's taken them a while to round out the entire Ghost crew, and this definitely helps us in accomplishing that goal. I think we all want to see that happen. So I picked this up from Hasbro Pulse. They shipped it quite promptly after it had been on pre-order for a few months, and really cool to finally have Chopper. The packaging, as you can see, is more of the same. Nothing you haven't seen before. Pretty nice image of Chopper on the lower right, though. At the back, we get another image of the character and then a description. Chopper is the resident droid of the Ghost, assisting the crew in everything from ship maintenance to combat, even when he doesn't always want to. After many years of repairs and patch jobs, Chopper has a beat-up, worn look that matches his sometimes cranky personality. Then down here at the bottom, just the usual disclaimers and stuff. There is the UPC in case you're looking for that. All right, let's take a minute, get Chopper in the box. When we come back, we'll take a closer look. All right, so here is Chopper out of the packaging, and you can see that the figure looks very nice. He looks very reminiscent to the Chopper that we see in Star Wars Rebels. So I have him here with his third leg protruding from the bottom. That way he can kind of roll around. But he looks really nice. His colors are very nice. He looks very authentic to what we see in Rebels. Things are looking good. Now Chopper, of course, is a small droid, but he does come with quite a few accessories, and we'll get into all that as we go along. Alright, so I want to show you real quick before we get any further the way that this third leg mechanism works. So basically right here you do have the third leg. Now it just kind of pulls out. It's really delicate, meaning that you can see the little hole in there. This basically just kind of goes in there, but it doesn't click in place. If you want to have it like how I have it posed, like, just rolling around like that, you kind of just need to have it just in there. So it doesn't really snap in place. It's not necessarily loose, but it's not clicked in place. Now, if you do want to push it in, you will hear it kind of snap in place. So now you can have Chopper in more of his, upright mode, just like this. Now the problem is when you do want to go back and pull that middle leg out, it's a little bit hard to do. You kind of gotta really go in there and just pinch at it until you can grab it. And once you're able to do that, then you can start pulling it out. But there doesn't seem to be a mechanism or anything that just kind of pushes it out for you. It's just in there, and you just kind of gotta delicately grab on it so that you can pull it out. And as you can see, it is a little bit tricky to do that. There we go. So that's that. I wish there were an easy way to get it out, but if we just put it aside, then we just have regular Chopper, or if you want to say regular Chopper, without the center leg installed. So, he's just upright, which he did in the series as well. So, I think it looks pretty cool like that as well. I think the little wheel is a really fun part of the figure. And actually, you know what? He does have little wheels down here, but they're kind of recessed a little bit. They don't really stick out. So, as far as rolling around, not really. It doesn't really do it. But yeah, it's a great looking figure all the way around. Like I said, very accurate to what we see in Rebels. And I really dig these colors, like the oranges, the yellows, the greens, the light gray. All of it really works. And you can see he's pretty scuffed up, pretty battle worn. But yeah, he looks quite good. And I love the little antenna, that saucer looking antenna that he's got on the very top. And all these little knobs right there. Really cool looking. So Chopper also comes with a additional leg. It doesn't really say why it includes it, but in order to put it on, you would just need to pull this one out, and then you could insert the other leg. So I'm guessing this is just a simple thing. As you can see, it's pretty hard to get in there. I'm guessing it's just a simple thing, such as maybe from season 1 to 3 or season 1 to 2, he maybe had a different leg. And that's basically what that's meant to convey. So, it's cool. I don't know that it was absolutely necessary, but when it comes to packing accessories, I don't like to complain. I like when you get things you don't necessarily need, because you can always use them or you cannot use them, or you can just use them for, whatever else. So in terms of articulation, you can rotate the dome. It turns all the way around. Both of the shoulders obviously can rotate as well. The feet are articulated, but you're not going to get a whole lot of movement out of them because the wire is connected from the leg to the foot, as you can see here. So there's not a whole lot of movement as a result. So it's a little weird, but I guess, they were trying to faithfully recreate what we see in the film. In addition to that, Chopper has a couple other really cool features that offer additional articulation. So here at the upper torso, you have this arm that pops out, kind of similar to what we got with R2-D2. And then these are actually really well integrated, but he has additional arms on the side of the dome. And again, very accurate to Star Wars Rebels. This is one of Chopper's most prominent characteristics on the show. And these are great because you can pull them out and they're on hinges, but the arms also have ball hinges so that you can articulate them at the midpoint of the arm. So this is really, really cool. And it gives you a lot of posing options. And then as you can see, when you close them back up after you're done, it's very seamless. I'm really impressed with the execution on these mechanical arms. Love it. So probably the coolest accessory that we have here is going to be the little rocket blaster. So obviously in the show, he does have this alternate third leg, which I don't know if it's built into the leg he already has or it's just another contraption that's in there, but this piece right here you can see spins around. But yeah, it has the flame right there, and then this is pretty much identical to the other piece that has the wheel on it, and then you would just push that into his torso as well. It doesn't seem like the flame part comes off. So we're just going to go ahead and insert that there like that. And the flame looks pretty cool. It's like an orangey, yellowy, translucent plastic. So you can't stand them obviously like that. So what you're going to want to do is pull in this additional piece that comes with the figure. So this is basically his blast off effect. So you have the flame that he's attached to, and then you have this bottom piece of the fire and all the smoke that's kind of billowing there at the bottom. And I think it's a really cool looking accessory. I think that is super, super cool. The way they did the smoke, it's really effective. It looks really, really nice. So then you're going to take your figure and you're merely going to just kind of connect it in there. Just kind of push it in a little bit. You don't need to force it in or anything. And then after that, you have this really cool looking figure that's has a pretty dynamic accessory. This isn't something we really see a whole lot in Black Series. In Marvel Legends, they kind of do it from time to time. But in Black Series, we don't really get anything like that. And you can actually reposition the flame just a little bit if you want to reorient the figure. So if you want to have him kind of leaning like that, if you want to have him a little straighter, you kind of do that if you find the right balance to get that in there. So yeah, I mean, it is cool that you can kind of position it a little bit differently and just, pose your figure. I think that's really fun. This is one of the coolest things that I've seen in Black Series. Now, of course, it makes perfect sense because it is something that we see in Star Wars Rebels. So, yeah, total sense that this would have that. But they could also do this with R2-D2 if they wanted to give us a Revenge of the Sith R2. I mean, who wouldn't want that? It is a little bit trickier, it seems like, to get it like straight up so that it looks a little. There we go. No. Yeah, it's to get it straight up. It's a little bit trickier. But I guess we can just kind of play with it a little bit, and there we go. That's a little bit better. So it looks a little more natural having it straight up because you don't have that gap there quite as noticeable. But yeah, this is really fun. I gotta applaud Hasbro for doing something innovative with Chopper and actually doing Chopper, really. I mean, props to them for getting around to doing Chopper. I think we've all wanted him for a long time, and the end results are quite great. And to give you a comparison of Chopper along with a couple other astromech droids, you can see that our Chopper figure is alongside two of the droids from the Toys R Us exclusive 3-pack. The 3-pack that was very hard for me to find here at Toys R Us. I only saw it once, I passed on it, never saw it again. And it was probably close to a year later that I saw it in Japan, so I ended up buying it there. But yeah, you can see that Chopper's a little bit small, and this is in keeping with his size in Star Wars Rebels. So we have an R2 unit and we have an R5 unit, and you can see that he's a little bit shorter, a little bit stockier. He's still about the same width as those other guys, if not actually a little bit wider, but definitely a little bit smaller overall. All right, and here is our Ghost crew so far. So all we're missing at this point is Zeb, and then we would have the entire core Ghost crew. So here's hoping that before long, Hasbro will give him to us, and we'll finally be done with the Ghost crew. But, you know, even then, I wouldn't mind more figures from Star Wars Rebels, because we still need characters like Callus and others. But yeah, as long as we have Zeb, I think most Black Series collectors and fans of Rebels that are collecting this line will be pretty happy. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so there you have it. This is the Hasbro Star Wars The Black Series Chopper, aka C1-10P. Overall, you guys, this is a really nice figure. I'm really happy to finally have Chopper, not just because it's Chopper, but also because, well, one, it helps to round out the Rebels crew, and two, the execution is just darned awesome. I'm really pleased with the way that this one turned out. The figure itself is very nicely detailed, very nicely sculpted. The paint apps are awesome, and the accessories that he has are great. The only real problem I have with the figure is how difficult it is to pull the retractable leg out once you push it in all the way, and how it doesn't really snap in place if you want to have him in the rolling position. The alternate left leg is a nice inclusion. It's probably not something I'll be switching out a whole lot, but it's nice that it's there. And probably the coolest thing, of course, as far as those accessories go, are the rocket launching center leg and the way that you can pose it on the base. That's just a really cool display option, and the execution on it is very nice. Overall, I love the figure. Even if you're not a huge Black Series fan, even if you're not really collecting the Rebels figures in this line, I think Chopper is probably one of the coolest things that I've seen in Black Series. So I highly recommend him to you, and I hope that you do check him out. Alright, my friends, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. What's your favorite aspect about this figure, and will you be picking him up? As always, I'd like to thank you for tuning in to Victoria's Cantina. Until next time, bye-bye.